Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. As a national development strategist, I am absolutely thrilled to walk you through a monumental shift in how national policy is crafted. Today, we're going to open up the actual playbook for transforming India's economy and discover how massive, nation-shifting goals are set and achieved. All right, let's dive right into it. Today, we are unpacking exactly 8 core objectives that completely redefine how national development operates. We're going to look strictly at the official framework of NITI Aayog to really understand how a massive nation coordinates its future. Here is our roadmap for This Explainer. First, why the old system failed. Second, a new policy think tank. Third, vision and cooperative federalism. Fourth, strategy and technical advice. Fifth, the conflict resolution platform. And finally, monitoring and tech upgrades. Okay, Section 1, why the old system failed, looking specifically at the Planning Commission era. To understand why these 8 new objectives even exist, we have to look at what went wrong before. You see, the old Planning Commission was constantly bogged down. We're talking unrealistic, overambitious plans. There was this huge lack of coordination, not just between the central and state governments, but between the public and private sectors too. Add in endless bureaucratic delays, massive cost escalations, and tight financial constraints, and you essentially had a system that was stalling growth. So, what did we need? A complete paradigm shift. The country had to move away from that rigid, centralized, top-down approach and transition into a dynamic, bottom-up partnership with the states. Under the old system, decisions just rolled down from the top. The new system flips that entirely on its head. Moving on to Section 2, a new policy think tank replacing the Planning Commission. To fix those old bottlenecks, NITI Aayog was born on January 1, 2015. But here's the real game changer. Unlike the old system, it doesn't allocate financial resources to states. That whole annual resource allocation exercise, totally a thing of the past. Instead, it serves purely as a strategic guide and the government's premier policy think tank. By stepping entirely out of the messy business of financial allocation, this new institution can hyper-focus on what actually matters, achieving long-term, sustainable development goals through high-level strategic guidance. Let's hit Section 3, Vision and Cooperative Federalism, building from the ground up. This brings us to objective number 1. It's all about evolving a shared vision of national development priorities, but with active state involvement. The states aren't just taking orders anymore. The central government and state governments are working in the light of national objectives together right from day one. And that introduces a massive foundational philosophy, cooperative federalism. This is the bedrock of the entire modern playbook. It's the simple but incredibly powerful idea that the central and state governments absolutely must act as equal partners in policy formulation. Because of that, Objective 5 explicitly aims to foster this cooperative federalism. By driving that state partnership, it acknowledges a fundamental truth of national development. Strong states literally make a strong nation. You just can't govern a massive, diverse economy from a single desk at the center. All right, Section 4, Strategy and Technical Advice, Guiding the Nation. Objective 2 shifts our focus away from those band-aid, short-sighted fixes. Instead, it's about designing strategic, truly long-term policy and program frameworks. We're talking about looking decades into the future, not just scrambling for the next fiscal year. Then we have Objective 3, which ensures both central and state governments get access to top-tier technical advice. Think about it, whether it's a massive agricultural push or a new industrial corridor, NITI Aayog is there to provide the exact expert knowledge needed to build it right. Building on top of that is Objective 6. This allows the government to call on NITI Aayog for specialized advice on specific, highly complex areas. It essentially acts as an on-demand brain trust for the toughest problems the country faces. Next up, Section 5, the conflict resolution platform, clearing the bottlenecks. Now this is a big one. Objective 7 offers a dedicated platform to resolve intersectoral and interdepartmental issues. Remember those bureaucratic nightmares we mentioned earlier? This is the cure. It's designed specifically to accelerate the development agenda by squashing internal conflicts quickly. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine a major national highway, or maybe a massive green energy project. It's completely stuck, just dead in the water, because 2 different ministry departments are arguing over permits and paperwork. Under the old system, that project might sit there for years, racking up huge cost escalations. Well, in this scenario, NITI Aayog steps in as the mediator table to clear the bottleneck, upgrade the tech tools, and get the project moving at full speed.
They literally slice through the red tape so the country's development isn't held hostage by internal disagreements.
Finally, Section 6, Monitoring and Tech Upgrades, Ensuring Execution. Objective 4 tackles the old problem of faulty implementation. How? By actively monitoring and evaluating program execution. NITI Aayog keeps a super close eye on things to make sure these development programs are actually working and delivering results on the ground.
And wrapping up our playbook is Objective 8, which focuses heavily on technology upgrades. Because let's be real, if you want to implement programs effectively across a geography this vast, you have to modernize your tools. This ensures the execution machinery is just as advanced as the policy itself. So as we wrap up this explainer, we've seen how these 8 core objectives completely rewire the nation's strategy, moving from an isolated top-down system to a dynamic, collaborative, and tech-driven powerhouse. So I'll leave you with this thought. With a bottom-up approach, tight state partnerships, and the tools to resolve pretty much any interdepartmental conflict, what massive national bottleneck do you think NITI Aayog will conquer next? Thanks so much for joining me, and keep learning.